So today I want to share with you three things that I learned from the movie, the Disney movie Moana. So I'm always, whether it's a TV show or it is a movie, I always see things, from a spiritual perspective, whether it's something I feel like is good, like godly, or if it's evil, like, has I guess it has what's the word? Is related to something evil or like related to the devil, the darkness. So those type things I try to avoid as long as I know about them in advance. And if I see, while I'm looking at a TV show or movie that is going in that realm of darkness, I'll just stop looking at it. I'm very adamant about protecting my ear gates and my eye gates. So one of the movies that I looked at, this movie is a Disney movie. It's an animated film, and again, it's Moana. And I really, really resonated with that movie because I saw purpose throughout the entire film. Um, if you've seen previous videos on my YouTube channel, my Through Lynn's channel, and also if you have listened to podcasts, I talk a lot about purpose, fulfilling what it is God has called each of us to do. Like that should be our number one goal here on this earth. And so this movie, Moana, it really resonated. And I want to share with you the three things that I learned from the movie, and that I hope that those of you who may have just looked at the movie, just for what it is, it's a cartoon animated movie. I want you to take an opportunity to relook at it and try to look at it through some spiritual lens and see what resonates with you as well. So the first thing that I learned from Moana, or that I received revelation on, is that it's very important to fulfill your purpose. And this is important because what Moana's purpose was, and spoiler alerts, I will be talking, about things in the movie. But the first one is that she was the one who was destined to restore the heart of Tafiti. And so um, there's a scene in the movie, and it's like one of my favorite scenes, where her grandmother is on her deathbed, and she is still, it's like her grandmother knows that Moana is the one who is destined to do this. And so even on her deathbed, she's telling Moana to go and find Maui and restore the heart of Tafiti. So something key that I want to highlight here is that her grandmother does not say, go to find Maui so that he can restore the heart of Tafiti. She says to go find Maui, board him on your boat, and restore the heart of Tafiti. So Moana, the whole time Moana thought it was going to be Maui that was the one that would restore it, because he was the one who stole the heart. But remember in the movie, as far as Moana knew, no one left the island. So those in her generation, they did not know how to sail a boat. So I believe that her grandmother told her to go find Maui, because Maui would be the one who would teach her how to sail the ocean, to be a wayfinder, as they called it. And so that was his purpose in her life. His purpose was not to be the one to restore. It was Moana's, because she was the one that had been called back when she was a toddler. So that's number one. I learned that, it's very important to fulfill your purpose, the reason why you are here on this earth. Number two, I learned to remember. It's very important to remember our ancestors and from where we have come from. And this is related to identity. So when you know where you have come from, it helps you to know where you're going. And so with Moana, she always had this yearning, like even as a little toddler, she just kept being drawn to the sea, to the ocean. And even her name, Moana, it means ocean. And so she just kept wanting to go, kept wanting to go. She kept trying, even in the songs that she sings, she keeps trying to find her place and play her role as the chief's daughter on the island. But it's like the ocean just kept calling her, kept pulling her. And lo and behold, her grandmother was able to show her in that cave that, because you're feeling that, because we were voyagers, our people were voyagers. We went out and found islands. And so it really like made sense for Moana. Like that is why I have this yearning and desire towards the water, to go out beyond the reef, because that's what our people did. And so I really felt like when her grandmother took her to that cave, it allowed her to really, resonate and connect. And like her purpose was in alignment with her identity, from what her people were accustomed to doing. And it was because, that experience that her father had, why he did not want anyone, sailing the sea. But that's like what they were. It was almost like built into their DNA, to be voyagers, because that's what they did. And number three, the third thing that I learned from Moana is that spiritual promptings are real. I really didn't learn that from Moana, so I should actually say that it was confirmed for me in Moana, because I've had spiritual promptings, throughout my life. As far back as I can remember, I've had those. So it was just really good to see how her grandmother, and in the movie, her grandmother had the tattoo of the stingray, and how her grandmother came back to her in like a spiritual form as a stingray, and she was able to like give her that motivation, that extra boost that she needed in her weakest moment. And so I know, like for me, the Holy Spirit is like that for me. He is able to, be my comforter when I'm down, be my teacher when I don't know what to do, to bring things back to my remembrance, things that I need to know and I've forgotten. And so I feel like that was the correlation there. And then and that's the climax of the movie. Like she's like, I am Moana, so it's like she realized her purpose. She was out there in the middle of the ocean. She was voyaging, and then her grandmother's, you know, motivation and prompting uh, came to her. And so it's like, it was really time for her to fulfill that which she was set out to do. And again, that was to restore the heart of Tafiti. And so those are the things that I learned from Moana. And like I have notes. I have a date here, because actually those three things were revealed to me one day when I was in the shower. A lot of times the Lord speaks to me when I'm in the shower. And so those three things came to me while I was there. And the date that I wrote this on was 12/27, 2017. So December 27th, 2017. And then I have a second date. It was December 30th, 2017. So there were a lot of spiritual connections that I saw within the movie. Like I have like 2 pages worth of notes that I did, like highlighting the ups and downs of her journey. And then I have also, like, I did a character analysis of each of the characters on like these sticky notes. And like I really was into this. That movie, it really spoke to me again, because it was all about her fulfilling her purpose and what she was called to do. And I'm very passionate about that for my own individual life and for the lives of others around me, whether they're, a friend, a family member, or a coaching client. That is what I really strive to help people to discover their purpose. and that's, their identity and their gifts and their callings, allowing all of that to become in alignment so that you can be who God has created you to be and who he needs you to be here on this earth. So I hope you enjoyed this, you know, uh, this explanation of what I learned from Moana, and I would love to hear from you about, what are some revelations that you received from the movie as well. And I will see you and talk with you next time.